Hi everyone, Jillian here, coming at you from the future. I just wanted to jump on real quick before we get started with the show to let you know that we now have a Patreon and a PayPal. We really enjoy making this podcast for you, but unfortunately, it does come with a number of expenses. So if you would like to throw a little monetary support our way, we would love you forever. We also will be putting out bonus episodes for any donors over the $5 level on Patreon as our gift to you and a little thank you. The links for both PayPal and Patreon are on our Instagram and Twitter pages, and we will be posting a link on our Facebook group as well. Instagram and Twitter are at Tales with Twins, and our Facebook group is Tales with Twins Podcast, and you'll be able to find the link there. Thanks again for all your support. We can't do this without you, and thanks for listening to my little spiel. Now let's get on with the show.
Don't touch that dial. You've only just arrived. Stay a while. Have no
Welcome, everybody, coming to you from, I don't know where.
You don't know where you are?
Well, I'm trying to be mysterious, but,
Oh, I see.
you know.
Jillian's
Welcome.
in Seattle.
Yes, well, and welcome to Tales with Twins, where we are currently experiencing some technical difficulties,
Yes.
but we are here
Technical
anyway.
Difficulties is a good way to describe that.
Yeah. We have been noticing a kind of weird, like, metallic robotic sound.
It just happened.
Yep, it kind of just pops up randomly, and we just can't figure out how to fucking fix it. So, I'm sorry. We apologize in advance. It's not going to stop us from recording and putting stuff out, but I hope you can bear with us while we attempt to figure this out along the way.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And if anybody has any input on maybe how we could fix it, we'll probably have it figured out by the time you hear this, but tell us anyway.
Yeah, you never know.
You never
may be
know.
Really struggling.
Yes, yeah. And so you can email us any input. Let's see. taleswithtwinspodcast@gmail.com is our email. So if you have any sound audio experience and you know how to fix this weird problem that we're having, let us know. And we can maybe try to do that.
Yes, please.
We are recording this like super in advance, so we might have it figured out, but I don't know. We'll see. Let us know anyway. You never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Tales with Twins, where we talk about the weirdest of weird shit. Ghosties, murderies, cryptidies, alienies. All the weird bits and bobs. But we like to talk about that stuff. So here we are, giving it to you for your listening pleasure.
Giving you your weirdo fix.
Yes. Yeah, because we're all weirdos, I guess.
Yeah.
In a way.
Especially us.
Especially us. Yeah. Anyway, yes, welcome to Tales of Twins. If you haven't listened to us before, we are twins. I am Jillian. My co-host is over there in Colorado, Paige.
I am Paige.
We are recording across the country from each other, so we're trying to figure out how to do this while we're not in the same room, but it's okay. We're slowly figuring it out, I guess, but it's okay.
And we've got our big brother who helps us. He's our producer. We've got Kyle, but he's kind of in and out. He observes and helps us when we need help. And all
he's
the things
listening
that
in.
Big
and
brothers do.
Yes. Listens in, pops in and out occasionally if he has good input and, we need help saying something.
Yeah, that's usually what his uses are while we're recording. Is to tell us that we're saying something wrong.
We're pronouncing a word wrong. Which is helpful. It keeps us from sounding like total idiots, but
doofs.
Yeah.
Also thing big brothers do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Anyway, let's see. What are you drinking this evening, Paige?
Well, I found these little nitro cocktails. So they're like in a can and they're like nitro twist on a classic cocktail. It's actually from Breckenridge Brewery, which Breckenridge Brewery is like the big brewery here in Colorado, if anyone doesn't know.
Besides Coors.
Oh, well,
course.
yeah, that's true. This is actually the only one that makes good beer, if we're being honest. It's not entirely true. Morgan loves Coors Banquet. I just don't get it, but the thing.
There's also Belgium. Can't forget about Fat Tire.
Well, that's what...
true.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes, that is true. That's another big one here. But, yeah. So, anyway, this is a classic cocktail, apparently, though I don't know what the classic cocktail is, because it doesn't say it on it. This one's just called Pink Velvet. And it's got a nitro head on it, so that's kind of fun.
That is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
It makes you just a little bit feel like you're drinking beer, but it's not beer.
No, it doesn't make me feel like I'm drinking beer.
Well, I was just thinking the head on it, you know.
It makes me feel like I'm drinking a cocktail with an egg white in it.
That's better.
Which is like my fave. Yeah.
Yes, I like it. Well, I've got my pink drink that I had last week because I have a shit ton of cranberry juice that I'm trying to go through. It's like a jug of cranberry juice, and a splash goes into my cocktail, and that's literally all I use the cranberry juice for. So it just like sits in my fridge for a really, really long time.
Well, but you'll have it forever, like my frickin' pear vodka.
That's true. At least my cranberry juice wasn't as expensive as your pear vodka.
This is true. Yes, this is true. And it probably tastes better than my pear vodka, because that stuff doesn't taste super great unless you put a bunch of other shit with it.
Like cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yes.
If you're curious, we did discuss a cocktail that Paige had cinnamon in it. I don't remember what episode it was. It was a past
the last episode? I think it was the last one.
Oh my gosh. Editing this audio has made like time kind of all blurred together. Like, which one was that on? Was that the one I was editing, or was that the one that we just recorded? I have no idea.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can only imagine. I'm really sorry. Jillian and Kyle do all the editing. I just get to do the fun stuff.
And by fun, we mean lie awake at night wondering about weird creepypastas. That
is true. Yes, I've been having a lot of issues with sleep still.
Oh, goodness. Because of the creepypasta. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, not from that anymore. Now it's just my anxiety, you know.
Oh yeah, your anxiety kitty. No, anxiety mosquito.
Yes, anxiety mosquito.
Oh, that's funny.
Gosh.
Nod to Big Mouth, everybody.
Yeah, Big Mouth is a goodie. It's a real goodie.
That's funny.
Okay, before we get into all the fun stuff, I have something fun that I wanted to share.
Ooh, is this like my 7th grade notes that I found?
It's not quite as nostalgic.
Oh, okay.
Well, it may be for some people, actually.
Okay.
So, I was watching Unsolved Mysteries.
The best.
I know, because they have some of the episodes on Hulu, but not very many.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was watching Unsolved Mysteries, and there was a segment about Elvis, and I didn't realize it, but Elvis was actually supposed to be a twin.
I did hear this.
Yeah,
at some point.
I was watching it and I wrote some things down that I just wanted to share.
Yes.
So his twin, it's really sad. His twin was born first and his name was Jesse. And Jesse was born 30 minutes before Elvis was, but he passed away in that 30 minutes. So he passed away before Elvis was even born. Which is super sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that is sad.
I can't even imagine. Sorry, that was an awkward laugh. That was like I'm uncomfortable laugh. It's sad.
No, it's okay. I get it.
From being
I
super
get it.
sad about it. Anyway, so when that happens, I didn't know this was actually, there's like a term for this, but when that happens, when like a twin passes away, whether before they're born, like in utero, or later in life, they're called twinless twins.
Yeah. I think I might have seen this episode at some point because it rings a bell.
Yeah. And that just basically means that one of the twins passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But the interesting part was like Elvis's like whole identity was like kind of, not whole identity, but a lot of who he was wrapped up in like identifying with his twin. And he like had this like really super emotional and spiritual relationship with his twin who had passed away.
Oh my gosh.
And he felt like he could hear Jesse talk to him all the time. And he like gave him advice and like guided him through his life. And they like interviewed some of Elvis's friends, and his friend was like, yeah, he would come to me all the time and be like, yeah, you know, Jesse is here with me. He's always here with me. I do all the things that I do for him because I have to live for him.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? He like,
oh my God.
Yeah, he like felt like Jesse was like spirit within him.
That's
kind of
crazy.
Yeah, like a separate person inside of him that he like lived with, and like, yeah, it's just wild. And he would have dreams about him all the time. And they were even talking about how they felt like, how they had noticed that this like intense like emotional attachment to his twin kind of brought him to success, because he admitted that he played music for his brother.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
I know, to try to like connect with him, and it just took off, and he just loved it, and it was like such an amazing bond for the two of them spiritually.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know. But that's kind of sad, because they also said that they felt like that was kind of his downfall too, because he got so wrapped up in it that he like kind of started abusing drugs and like all these things, and it just wasn't good. But they also interviewed a doctor. I don't know what his name was, but he was a doctor that studied the psychology of twins.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And he talked about this a lot, and he said a lot of twinless twins go through that. They are either immensely successful, or they like end up in this really toxic lifestyle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But they also they interviewed other twinless twins, and like all of them like, yeah, once my twin died, like some of them were like, oh yeah, my twin died at birth. Others it was later in life, but they were like, I've always had them with me, and I know it's them. They talk to me. They're my guardian angel. They guide me through my life. And the doctor was like talking about how like twins in utero, they have this bond already, which, I mean, we know that, but it's like, it goes so much deeper than like anything else. So that like, you're literally, especially like identical twins, like you're literally like two halves of the same thing.
Yeah.
And so when one passes away, that other half is like, can't just leave.
Yeah.
Like it's their identity to then go back to their like beginning with their twin.
That's kind of amazing.
I know.
It's funny that you mention it, because the other day, I don't know what made me think about it. It just kind of like popped into my head that you learn this in biology class. Identical twins are, in utero before, the egg splits. Identical twins were at one point the same egg. And then it splits in half, and then it becomes two, fetuses or babies or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so, but I had this like intense moment of this thought where I was like, at some point in time, you and I were literally one person.
Oh, wow. I've never thought about it that way, but it's true.
I never thought about it until literally like the other day I was just driving down the road thinking about weird shit and it just popped into my head.
Yeah, that same thought came to me just a couple days ago, just out of nowhere.
What?
Like,
oh my God!
At one point, they were the same entity.
Yeah, we were the same person.
being.
Oh my gosh, that's wild that all of us within the last like couple of days had some weird twin existential moment.
Yeah, it was really weird. And I even like looked at Jeremy and I was like, I've never thought about that. And I don't remember what he said, but I'm sure he was like, yeah. Like, duh. But I'm just like, no, I've never thought about this before, I swear.
That is weird. I actually haven't either. That's kind of funny. Wow.
Yeah, it just kind of hit me that it's like, okay, that was a thing that I just thought about and I can't unthink. That's weird, but we're rolling with it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I just wanted to share that. I thought that was really fascinating, and I literally just watched that today.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Elvis, like, had been a twin.
I didn't know that either until I saw that.
And then, like, to hear that he had this crazy bond with the spirit of his twin just, like, fucking blew my mind.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't love, like, I've never been into Elvis, but that kind of makes me, like, want to be a little more into Elvis.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I mean, like, I feel like everybody loves Elvis, but some people are more fans than others, I guess.
I'm very meh about Elvis.
Uh-oh, you might get some hate mail for that.
I know. I know. I don't love it.
Well, now you have something in common with Elvis.
Yes, and now I have more of an endearment and like a nice little like, oh, Elvis.
Yes.
I get you, man.
Yeah.
Not that you've died.
Yeah, no, it's but the fact that we can relate to him a little bit in the fact that, you know,
like I could see how that would happen.
Yes, yeah. Well, and I've wondered, and people have asked before, like, you know, how would you feel if like your twin had died? And it's just like, it's something that you can't even think about. Like, because it's just like, it literally would be the other half of your person just like all of a sudden one day isn't there anymore. Yeah. And I feel like the most people could relate is like a spouse maybe, or a close sibling, but it's just different because you were never the same person with those people as you are with your twin.
Yeah, on a cellular level.
Yes, yeah, like it's literally like one half of your cells have just up and gone one day.
Yeah.
And it's
weird.
It's traumatizing. Like, it gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
Oh gosh, Jillian.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But who knows? Maybe one day we'll do like a Q&A, a twin Q&A if people like want to ask all of their weird twin questions. Because there are so many. There's so many and they're never ending. One of my friends from college just found out that she didn't just find out, but she's having identical twin girls. And I was messaging her on Facebook and I was like, look, I'm going to be honest, you have to get ready because people are going to ask you some crazy ass questions. And she's of course like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, you'll know.
You'll figure it out real quick.
Poor thing. She doesn't know what's coming.
Did you ever get them mixed up? How do you tell them apart?
Yes. Yeah. And I told her, get ready because people are going to ask her if they read each other's minds. So that's probably like the number one question is, do you read each other's minds? And we've talked about this before on the podcast. No. We don't read each other's minds. Really, no. We have a certain amount of empathy for each other that's different than empathy for other people. Yeah. But otherwise, no, we can't read each other's minds.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. Anyway. All right. So, here at Tales with Twins, we like to give each other a topic every week. So last week, I presented a story. It was a true crime story. It was quite gruesome. If you're into true crime, go ahead and give it a listen. And at the very end, I gave Paige the theme of the woods.
Yes.
So her story has to do with the woods.
Yeah. Which I will say that this theme we should come back to.
Okay.
I feel like it's a good one because there's a lot of fun, not fun, but like weird things that happen in the woods.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's
Yeah.
lots of cryptids, there's lots of UFO sightings, there's tons of murders that happen in the woods. Like, this would be a good one to, like, come back to sometimes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. A little hint of what's to come. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. But what I have chosen for my theme, which this is the vague theme I'm actually going to get pretty into down deep.
You're going to get into the woods with it?
Yes. Good one, Jillian. So, and people who are from this area will probably know exactly where this is headed when I say this, but I'm covering the Pine Barrens Forest.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Oh, good. You want a second. Because it's a good one.
Okay. I'm ready.
And I just wanted to say that so that you have, like, I don't know, like, that's the forest that I'm covering, but we're going one step in and covering a thing that actually happened there.
Okay.
Okay, so first I would like to just say that this entire thing is all speculation, yada, yada, yada. I have to say it so I don't get sued.
All right.
Because we don't want, I don't know who would sue me because everyone is dead, but...
Still, I guess, yeah.
You never know. I just have to say it. This is all just speculation. It's a legend.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, this is my little, like, spooky dooky
I'm excited.
intro.
Okay.
Legend has it that a creature that resembles a horse with wings and horns stalks the lands of the Pine Barren Forest. This creature is said to be born from a curse. This is the story of the Jersey Devil.
I was gonna say, when you said a horse with horns, I was like, it's the fucking Jersey Devil. I knew it. I'm so excited.
It's funny because I've actually wanted to do the Jersey Devil since we started this podcast. I know we're really still new into the episodes, but this was like a perfect point for me to be able to do it. So
yes.
I'm excited.
Okay.
I would also like to say that though we now call this creature the Jersey Devil, it was originally called the Leeds Devil.
Oh.
So, because that's the area which we'll get into it, that's the area where things kind of happened, was the town of Leeds.
Okay.
So, that's where the name originally was, but now it's the Jersey Devil. So, anyway, some people may know it as the Leeds Devil, but it's technically the same thing.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes. So I really only used like one source on this. It kind of had everything that I needed, so I didn't really need to go beyond that. Though I did look at like a lot of different websites and just to like fact check and make sure I wasn't missing anything, but this one had it all. So the website is called weirdnj.com.
I love it.
And
I've heard of that one before.
oh, really? Oh, how funny.
Weird NJ. Okay.
Yeah, and their little tagline, which I thought was really fun, was the travel guide to New Jersey's local legends and best kept secrets.
Ooh,
Isn't
that
that
sounds
fun?
like my kind of thing.
I know. So if you're traveling to New Jersey, check
After
that
COVID-19.
out. Yes. Check that out to like see what all the weird and creepy things that go on in New Jersey are.
Yeah.
Did that sentence make sense? I don't know.
I think so. They know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay, so now that the like sources are out of the way, our story takes place. So I'm going to tell you like just story of how the Jersey Devil came to be first. And so it begins in 1735, so like a long ass time ago.
Yep.
You know. Although it's funny because I bet like people in like other countries other than America are like, that's nothing.
I know, yeah.
They're like, year 0.
Yes, yeah. Year -200.
Yeah. Anyway, 1735 in the town of Leeds Point.
Okay.
And I would like to just point out that this is actually like a fun fact, I guess. So Leeds was the name of like the earliest settlers. So there's a lot of people named Leeds. And there still continue to be a lot of Leeds today. Like it's still a very,
it's like
common name.
Okay, so it's a last name.
Yeah, but the town is also named Leeds Point.
Huh. Okay.
But the person that this takes place around, her name was Jane Leeds.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that her family was probably one of the founding families of this little town. I'm assuming, I don't know that, but that's just what I assume.
Sure.
But yes, so Jane Leeds, also known as Mother Leeds, because she had 12 fucking children.
Oh my god. That poor woman.
I know.
I know children are a joy and so rewarding, but 12?
12 is a lot.
I feel so bad for her vagina.
And it's one of those things nowadays, if you choose to have 12 children, but back then you kind of didn't have a choice.
Yeah. On like number 8, you're like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
I know.
Again.
Please, menopause, come
I'm
and...
ready for menopause.
Speaking of mouth, the menopause, there's a menopause banshee.
Oh my god.
And she's this, like, haggard-looking witch woman.
Oh my
She's
god.
The menopause banshee.
I might need to watch Big Mouth just to see the menopause banshee.
It's pretty funny. Anyway,
Oh gosh.
Yes. Poor Mother Leeds has 12 children.
Oh my god.
I do not know the names of her children.
Okay.
Because it's irrelevant. It's a legend.
Yes, and there were 12 of them, and that would take half of this podcast. Just to name
there's
all
a lot.
12 of them.
Yes. So, as we just discussed, having 12 children is a lot. So, when she eventually finds herself pregnant with her 13th child, she loses it.
Oh my god. Lucky number 13. She loses her mind.
Yeah, so she's pretty upset, given this situation that she is now in.
Oh my god. I do feel bad for her. Like I said, children are a blessing and I understand that, but to be surprised by 12 kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And
I don't know how many of them were actually a surprise. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
But way back then, too, like, childbirth was scary. Yeah, like, she's lucky she survived.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you talk to. But yes.
Okay.
I mean, I know lots of doulas that are just literally like, there shouldn't be any medical intervention whatsoever because your body just does it, but...
Well, yeah, but
we know that that's not true. I mean,
yeah, people die in childbirth. It is a thing, but yes.
Yeah, yes. And actually, in the United States, it's higher than most other countries, believe it or not.
That's scary. Okay.
Yes. Anyway. Okay. Off of my doula little
soapbox.
No. Okay, so yes, she's upset when she discovers this unexpected pregnancy. She is, like, recorded or, like, known to have said the quote, "Let this one be the devil." I don't know why she said that.
Dun, dun, dun.
That sounds really weird. I did read in one of the other articles when I was, like, trying to verify things that this one said that she said that while she was in labor.
Okay.
Because it said that her labor was, like,
hard.
A really long, hard kind of labor, which would make maybe a little bit more sense. But saying that, like, right out of the gate is a little weird. Also, if anyone, like, had an unexpected pregnancy and, like, was upset about it and said something like this, and then their child ended up a devil, there'd be devils running all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, but with this legend, it's like she cursed her unborn baby by making this statement of grief.
Oh, good grief. Oh my gosh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So, at this point, she has potentially
Cursed her baby?
Cursed her baby.
Yeah.
With this very general statement.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, yes.
So, that happened. So we
All
know
right.
where this is heading, right?
I feel bad for her. I really
do.
do.
I do too. She was just exasperated at finding out she was pregnant again. So she made a silly statement, and all of a sudden now her baby's going to be a demon.
Yes, this would never happen to a man. Let's just be honest.
Oh, Jillian. Okay, so as pregnancies do,
sure, you would know.
Yes. Eventually, she goes into labor.
Okay.
Her husband and all of her children, obviously this is a time where they didn't have hospitals and birth centers, so
oh my god, that's so scary.
It's not, Jillian.
I know, but it's like, it's just amazing that we survived. That anybody survived, you know, childbirth in the 1700s. It's just amazing.
I mean, yes, like, at the time that this was happening, birth person and, like, infant mortality rate were a lot higher than they are now. So, yes, medical intervention is definitely necessary. Though, generally speaking, our bodies are meant to birth our babies. Okay?
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Okay.
Intervention is good sometimes, but sometimes it's unnecessary. Okay. End.
Okay.
Done. I'm not going to go on and on. Maybe. Hopefully. Anyway.
Okay.
So she is having a home birth.
Sure. Like they always did in the 1700s.
Yes, in the 1700s, home births were the thing.
Okay.
Because that's all they had. And her husband and her children were all there, though they were rumored to not be in the same room. I don't know why. I mean, I guess some people wouldn't want their families to see them going through something like that, so that's a thing. But anyways,
okay.
They were in a separate room with her husband. She had a couple of midwives with her. I don't know how many. And there were some other people there supporting her, aka doulas.
Okay.
Because that was a thing at the time.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Well, yeah, they had a lot of, like, support. They had people there to just emotionally support them, and then they had people there to actually deliver the baby, and yeah, it was a thing. Anyway,
wow.
So there's a lot of people there, actually, in this house, delivering her baby.
Including her 12 other kids. Oh
yes, and her husband. So, magic happens, and the baby is born, and it's a beautiful moment until...
Oh, God. Oh, God.
The baby starts to disfigure.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yes. All right, I've got a quote here from weirdnj.com because they said it like no one else could say it.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, I hope I don't mess up this quote along the way because it's wordy.
Oh, okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Quote, Mother Leeds' unholy wish months before began to come to fruition. The baby started to change and metamorphosed right before their very eyes. Within moments, it transformed from a beautiful newborn baby into a hideous creature, unlike anything the world had ever seen. The wailing infant began growing at an incredible rate.
Oh my God.
It sprouted horns from the top of its head, and talon-like claws tore through the tips of its fingers.
Ooh! Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Leathery bat-like wings unfurled from its back, and hair and feathers sprouted all over the child's body. Its eyes began glowing bright red as they grew larger in the monster's gnarled and snarling face. the creature savagely attacked its own mother, killing her.
Oh my god!
I know, poor Jane, right?
Jeez, like after birthing 12 kids only to be taken out by her 13th.
I know, that she accidentally cursed.
Yes.
Okay, wait, we're not done.
Okay, sorry.
The creature savagely attacked its own mother, killing her, then turned its attention to the rest of the horrified onlookers who witnessed its tempestuous transformation. It flew at them, clawing and biting, voicing unearthly shrieks.
Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it literally killed all the midwives, all the doulas and support people, the mom. I did read, although I cut the end of the quote off there. Oh wait, no I didn't. There's more in the quote. Hang on.
Okay.
It flew at them, clawing and biting, voicing unearthly shrieks the entire time. It tore the midwives limb from limb, maiming some and killing others. Yes.
Damn.
Oh my god. Damn is right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it killed all the midwives, all the doulas, all the people.
What about the other 12 kids?
So I did read that it went into the other room and killed them too.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That was dark, but that's
the only
like,
reason
really
why I'm not like uncomfortable sharing this story is because if we're being honest, it's a legend, so it's probably not true. So realistically speaking, these 15 plus people probably didn't get murdered by this creature, including all these children.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. So anyway, that happened.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it did say that there were some people who survived, though I don't know who exactly they were.
Okay.
Because there were people that witnessed it and then like said what happened.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if this is true. Well, and I say that very loosely, there would have technically needed to be somebody there who could document what happened.
Yeah, and like reiterate what had gone on. Yeah, so some people did survive, and they did report that once the creature was done attacking like everyone in the house, it then flew up into the chimney and out into the night, and it like destroyed the entire like chimney and house on its way out.
Oh my god.
Like it just
it's like fuck you.
Yeah, it like reduced the
I'm taking
house.
this chimney with me.
Yeah. It reduced the house to rubble at that point.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Well, and it's like the thought, okay, so just like imagine with me here for a second. This is going to sound absolutely redonkulous, but I want you to just imagine this. Okay, so this thing was basically a newborn, right? It's only like a couple years old.
Not even. It's a couple minutes old.
Oh yeah, what did I say? Years? No, I meant
yeah.
minutes. Sorry, I meant minutes. Yeah, it's only a couple minutes old. And here it is being like, I'm going to tear everything to shreds, you know, learn how to go into this other room, tear everything else apart, learn how to fly up this chimney.
I know.
Tear the chimney apart.
And I think the legend part of it is that it became possessed by the devil.
Okay, so the devil was doing
so
its
it's
thing.
not the child, like...
I'm literally imagining like an infant devil that's like me gaga woo woo.
Yeah, well the
just
quote said
tearing things apart.
I know, like a little cherub, but not really.
It's just like raising hell in this house.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Sorry, that was my imagination getting away from me.
No, that's okay. I guess we should go over a little bit of what that quote said again to kind of reiterate. So it said that it started growing at a rapid rate.
Yes.
So it grew from infant to like, I don't know what size, but
big enough to tear a chimney apart.
And people, yeah.
Yeah.
So it got larger. It grew horns.
Okay.
And on the top of its head. And the reports have said that it looks like it has a horse head. But I don't really know.
Okay.
This description, though, says It had horns on the tops of its head, and it had talon-like claws. Other reports I also saw said it has, like, hooves. So, I don't know.
Let's go with half and half.
Yeah, and I've seen drawings of it, and it has, like, talons on the front feet and hooves on the back.
Yeah.
So
that's
anyway.
ringing a bell a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got talon-like claws instead of fingers.
Mm-hmm.
It's got bat-like wings, and it's got hair and feathers. And a tail. It didn't say it in the quote, but it does have a tail.
Hair and feathers. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine.
Yeah, and there was some, like, since it's a cryptid, it's like there's so many descriptions of what this creature actually looks like. Like, some people say it looks like a horse with horns and wings, and some people said it looks like a large goat that walks on its hind legs, but has hooves, that and talons instead of hooves, or whatever. There's lots of different descriptions of what the Jersey Devil looks like, but this one was the most comprehensive. Yeah, this one was the most comprehensive that I could find. Some that I did see said that it didn't have any hair or feathers at all. It was bald.
Ooh.
I know. I don't know. So, it is what it is.
Yeah. Did it say what color it was? I'm just being curious.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
That's a good question. So I'm not really sure.
For some reason, I'm picturing it red, but I think that's just my imagination kind of getting away from me.
Yeah, I don't think it's red. If I were to guess, I would say it's darker in color, but I'm not super sure.
Okay.
So, anyway. Okay. So, once it flies out of the house, it then retreats into the Pine Barrens forest where it has resided ever since. That's our theme. It now lives in the woods of the Pine Barrens forest.
Okay.
Yeah. So, after the birth of this devil thing, baby, sad.
The devil cherub.
Yes. Sightings of this creature have happened, and they are vastly reported. Like, there's a lot of people who have claimed to have seen it, especially since this happened so long ago. And back in the day, like, people were a lot more, like, superstitious and fearful of the unknown and sounds that they didn't know. So, a lot of reports, like, way back in the day were pretty common. Though most people were really afraid of the forest, because they heard, like, ghostly wails and saw lots of, like, abnormal looking footprints, and they would find, like, slaughtered animals in the forest a lot. Oh my God. So, people back in the day, really didn't go into the forest very often.
Well, I don't blame them.
Yeah. Though, sometimes the Jersey Devil was reported actually come out of the forest.
Oh my God.
I know.
My nightmares come to life. Jeez.
I know. And actually, like, go through neighboring towns and, like, kind of terrorize the townsfolk and the animals in the towns.
Okay.
Which we don't need to go into details on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There really wasn't much anyway.
Okay, good.
Anyway. So, the most notable, like, report, like, vast report of the Jersey Devil actually happened in 1909. So, quite a bit later after the quote-unquote birth of the Jersey Devil. But in January of 1909, reports started coming into the police stations around the Pine Barrens forest. Sorry, I forgot the name for a second.
It's kind of long.
I know.
What year was this? Remind me? Sorry, I know you just said it, but...
The baby was born in 1735.
Okay.
This particular incident is happening in 1909.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is, like, not crazy long ago,
No.
But reports started coming in from the towns around the forest. So there's a lot of towns and even major cities that are nearby this forest. And people started reporting really odd-looking footprints in the snow.
Ooh.
Yes, and there were tons of areas with these footprints. It wasn't just one town. It was kind of all over the place. And they were finding these footprints. I didn't get a description of what the footprints looked like. It just said that they looked foreign to anything that anyone really recognized. So I don't know if they were like claw-like or hoof-like. I couldn't really verify.
Okay.
You know.
Well, and I feel like I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I feel like if they were hoofs of, let's say, like a horse.
People would, think it was a horse.
Yeah, right? I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. So they must have been really weird looking.
I know, yeah. It was enough for people to be alarmed by these footprints. We're finding them in fields and in people's backyards. Like leading up to fences, and like it had jumped over the fence and then would be on the other side.
That's scary.
Yeah, so whatever it was large enough to get over fences and things like that and get into like private yards and spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So people were very, very freaked out. There were even reports in like larger cities like Philadelphia. They had some of these footprints around their area, and then Camden as well, which I think is a larger city.
Sure.
I don't know. Sure.
I don't really know either.
But Camden is a common one that has issues with the Jersey Devil, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So these footprints start popping up, and people lost their shit.
I definitely don't blame them.
Well, it's just funny because it's like in my head, I'm like, oh, there's footprints in the snow. Whatever.
Cool. Yeah.
But people like really freaked out about these footprints, like not knowing where they came from. And of course, it's 1909, so like people like were a little more superstitious, like I said. They just, it was a different time.
Mm-hmm.
But people really freaked out, like believing it was the Jersey Devil. Like, it's gotta be, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh my God. Okay.
People were so freaked out that they like closed schools and businesses. And because like what happened was people had to like walk through the forest to get to like work or school sometimes.
Oh my God.
And they didn't want people walking through the forest if the Jersey Devil was,
doing shit.
On a hot streak, I guess.
On a hot streak.
I don't know.
It was mating season for the Jersey Devil.
I guess. I don't know. He's making his rounds to like every fucking town, so maybe.
Damn.
He's trying to find a companion.
Yeah, his Jersey Deviless. Yes. Oh my God.
Gosh. So anyway, they shut down schools and businesses closed down for fear of people getting fucking eaten by the Jersey Devil.
God, just like it's just wild. I mean, because what did you say, 1909?
Yeah.
I mean, relatively speaking, that's not that long ago.
I know.
So it's just kind of, I don't know. It's kind of wild that.
But it was a time. It was like, I mean, if you think about it, in the last 100 years, like we have changed as humanity, like so much. So like
that's true.
People aren't superstitious anymore. Like, well, they are. There's a lot of people who still are, but it's still very common. But it's not like it was. Like like people are a little bit more. Like, no, that's not a thing, Yeah,
but, that's true.
I mean, if you see a strange animal track around your house, it would make sense that you're like, we don't know what this animal is. We should maybe just stay inside.
Yeah, that's true. That would make sense, yeah.
But they literally shut down these places because they were like, it's the Jersey Devil.
It's like quarantining for the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
Instead of COVID or
I mean,
the
it made
Spanish
me think,
flu.
It made me think of that movie, The Village.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, where they like all have to hide in their house, and then the like creatures come out and like will basically get you if you're not inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except that turned into like I don't want to spoil it. If
Yeah,
you
we
haven't
can't
seen The
spoil
Village, you
it.
should watch it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a mind bender.
Yeah. Yes. It's very interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, it got to the point where the police were like, okay, we need to get involved at this point. Like, people are really freaked out. We don't know what's out there. It might be the Jersey Devil. It might just be a fucking horse. I don't know.
It might be a devil or it could be a horse.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Both are very rational.
Yes. Oh, God.
So anyway, they decide to bring out bloodhounds to try to track down the scent of whatever this animal or creature is that's making these tracks.
Okay.
However, the dogs like refused. They
Good
just
dogs.
wouldn't. I know.
Good
they just
dogs.
wouldn't even.
They're like, fuck
go.
you.
Yeah.
You can't
This
make
thing
me
is
go in there.
scary. I'm out, guys.
Smarter
Which
than
I
us.
will say that, like, if the dog is like, nah, guys, I'm out, then that would be something to be a little bit freaked out about, because it's like, the dog is scared of it. It means it's something that is dangerous to a dog.
Yeah, that
So it's
you
like-
haven't tuned into yet.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe we should be fearful of this animal, and obviously these dogs are, like, not into it.
Yeah.
If the dogs believe in the Jersey Devil, then I guess I could too. I don't know.
I could get on board with that. If the bloodhounds say yay, I say yay.
Yes, because dogs are never wrong.
No, they're never wrong. They're very intuitive.
Yes.
We're dog people, can you tell?
Yes. They're laying next to me on the girls' coats. Never leave my side.
Yep. Good dogs.
One of them's dreaming because she's like,
That's cute.
anyway. Okay, sorry.
That was necessary, first
Yes,
of all.
it was. So shortly after the footprints started to appear, like in the snow, and people started seeing them, people eventually started seeing the actual creature.
Oh my god.
I know, and this is where it gets real juicy. So although, like I said, some of the stories from this time period are so vague. Like, I have no details on them, which is, like, really super annoying.
That's a bummer.
I know.
So basically no one has seen it until now?
People have seen it, but I think that maybe the documentation just wasn't
There?
I
Okay.
did try to find more stories.
Mm-hmm.
But I really couldn't. There was one story that I found once, and then I couldn't find it again.
Yeah.
Like, I found it, and then I accidentally deleted the window, and then I couldn't find it again. But if I recall, it was a guy who was fishing that, I don't know if he somehow, like, trapped it in, like, a hunting trap or something, but he ended up trying to bring it back with him, and then he like felt bad for it or something, so he like let it go, or it died or something, so he did have it like examined, but they were like, no, it's just a normal, it's an animal. But there wasn't, I couldn't find it again. I don't know.
No, it's just that it just sounds like, I know you're kind of paraphrasing that from memory, but it's just funny because it's like, you know, he finds this creature that he's never seen before that he thinks is the Jersey Devil, like stuff of nightmares, and then he brings it to somebody else and they're like, dude, this is a donkey. you know,
from what I oh my god, that would be hilarious. It's a donkey.
It's like, oh, sorry,
these city folk have never fucking seen a donkey.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
From what I recall from the description, it almost sounded like a really large bat.
Ew.
Like, he described it as like 20 inches long, so it wasn't very big.
So
It
a
was like-
baby Jersey Devil. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, it was, the description kind of made it seem like it was like a larger bat, like it had wings and stuff.
Are you going to talk about what kind of bat it could be?
No, because I couldn't find that story again.
So the reason I asked was because at some point I saw a photo on Facebook where it was like, guys, check out this bat. And I think it's called like a horse bat.
What?
Yes. And it looks, hold on, let me see if I can find it really quick, because
We should have Kyle look it up.
Okay, yeah, and then maybe send a
That
link
way.
to us in the Zoom chat so that we can see it.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, it was large. It looked like big, like bigger than an eagle big. And it has like a horse face on it. But again, like this was Facebook, so I don't know if maybe it was, if the picture was misleading on its size.
Yeah.
Or if they were kind of embellishing it a little bit. But the photo of it, I remember being like, what the actual fuck? But it was big. I remember thinking that it was big and then it looked like a horse. Like, I think it was called like the horse bat or the horse-faced bat or something.
Yeah, horse-faced bat. Yeah, I'm looking at some pictures here. It does look kind of big.
I thought so too. Like, I'm guessing maybe a little bit bigger than like an eagle or something maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If you find a good photo of it, send it to us in the chat so that
Trying to find one that shows a good.
And it's hard to find
size
photos
comparison.
of it. Yeah, that was the
not
thing.
moving,
Like
yeah.
the photo of it on Facebook, I think it was just the bat by itself. So I'm sure it looked much larger than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing at some point that something
could
like
be
that
that.
could be the Jersey Devil.
When I was researching, I didn't come across anything that, like, someone said, like, oh, this is what it could be,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm not super sure, but
I was just curious.
Yeah, I honestly think that a bat could be likely.
Yes.
Bats, like, make weird noises, and
they're kind of
but
hairy.
I mean, based on like because I have some stories I'm gonna share from people who have witnessed it.
Oh my god, it's kind of cute. Are you seeing this page in the chat? Let's see.
Oh, it is kind of cute. It's like so ugly, it's cute.
Yeah.
That's
well,
hilarious.
And let me see this. So this was the photo.
I just sent another one that's being held by somebody with an outstretched hand.
It's huge.
Yeah. Are you looking at the one where the guy is like holding it?
Yeah.
Yes. So it looks.
Whoa.
It looks like that's what I mean, though. Like it could be smaller than that photo is portraying it to be, but the face, like just look at the face. It's just kind of. I mean, it's horse-like.
It is horse-like, definitely. And its ears are pointed, so I feel like it could easily be mistaken as horns.
Yeah.
How interesting. Yeah. Wow. I'm so glad you mentioned that because I didn't find anything like that. So I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Thanks. Well, and I don't know a lot about this species of bat. My good friend Maggie is like a bat enthusiast.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They love bats. Bats are their big thing.
Yeah.
So I might ask Maggie about this bat because I'm curious. Like I said, I don't know anything about where it lives, if it's, if it has certain places that it sticks to. Because if it's not in New Jersey or the northeast of the United States, then that's kind of a moot point. Yeah. But I just remember hearing that somewhere and seeing that on Facebook and just kind of wondering. But
yeah, you should ask them and maybe report back next week.
Okay, I'll ask Maggie.
Yeah. So anyway, that was kind of a story that I tried to find again and I couldn't, so I'm really sorry, but it sounded kind of interesting, though nothing really came of it. The people who like examined the animal, they were like, No, that's not what that is. So, I don't know what they said it was, but the description, from what I vaguely recall, it sounded like a bat.
Okay.
Like a large bat.
Yeah.
Large. So anyway, at the time, so we're still in 1909 at this point, okay?
Okay.
So footprints start showing up, people freak out. Shortly after this starts to happen, people actually start seeing the creature. Though the stories are very vague. Right.
Of course.
Yes. The ones that I have later are a little bit more detailed because they're like people nowadays writing them. But yes. So the first one is that I have is that a creature reportedly attacked like a group of friends who were outside, but then just like flew away. So I don't know. That's all I have. That's literally all it said. It reportedly attacked a group of friends in Camden, but flew away right after.
It's like that literally could be anything.
I know. I was like, did these people die?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? I don't know. So,
okay.
Yeah,
vague,
that was annoying, but that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Camden is one of the bigger towns, I think. So that was kind of why I put that in, because it was like, wow, it's brave enough to go into the city.
Sure.
So anyway, it also reportedly like jumped on top of a trolley car and was like trying to attack the people inside the trolley car.
Oh my god, like Godzilla. Oh
yeah,
my
kind of.
god.
But then again, like, flew away when it, like, didn't really get very far.
Okay.
And people inside of this trolley said that it kind of looked like a flying kangaroo. Yeah.
And I'm going back to the horse-faced bat.
I know, because it's like the face of a horse looks sort of similar to a kangaroo. Like kangaroo faces and heads are a lot smaller in size, but like the longer snout kind of thing. Like maybe someone could argue that point. But so then shortly after that, another group of people in a trolley car also saw the creature trying to cross over the tracks. Like the trolley.
I would just like stop riding the trolley.
Well, this was a different group.
I know, but still, like, it's just, I'm sure they heard through the grapevine, like, oh, did you hear about the trolley that got attacked by the Jersey Devil? Like,
I think this may have been the same night.
Okay, so it was just on a roll, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it was going through the town and like
terrorizing.
Jumped on one trolley and then crossed over the tracks on the other.
Okay.
And the passengers in this one, they saw it in the light of the trolley.
Okay.
And like, because the head, there's like a headlight, I think.
Yes. And
so they could see it on the tracks. And they actually said it resembled more of an ostrich.
What? It goes from a kangaroo bat to an ostrich.
Yeah.
How the hell do they make that different distinction?
I know, that's what I thought.
So
I was
weird.
like, those are two totally different looking animals. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe it was phasing in and out of existence as it ran away.
Maybe it's a shapeshifter. Like, maybe they'll like this one better.
Well, and then it's like, I will say that for the first group, it was on top of the trolley and they saw it when it was flying away.
Okay.
And the second group, they saw it when it was running across the tracks. So maybe it, like, I don't know, it just looks different when it's flying versus when it's running or walking. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and do ostriches fly, or are they a flightless
I think
bird?
I think they're flightless.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that group that saw the quote unquote ostrich creature, I don't think that one flew away.
It was just running. Okay.
Maybe it did. I'm not super sure on that.
Either way, there's like a slew of zoo animals on the run. Like, if it's not the Jersey Devil, a zoo has a serious containment issue.
The Goodnight Gorilla has wreaked havoc and let all the animals out again.
The Goodnight Gorilla.
Maybe the Joe Exotic of their time.
Yes!
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
You brought that one full circle.
Yeah, full circle. 2020, guys.
Yep.
Ugh, Tiger King.
I know.
No,
he's a piece
but,
of work.
yeah. No, Goodnight Gorilla is like a kid's book.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually really cute because, like, the gorilla, like, the zookeeper, like, goes around and says goodnight to all the animals while he locks up their, cage.
Yeah.
But the gorilla steals his keys. And as he goes and, like, says goodnight to everyone, like, the gorilla unlocks. Yeah, it's cute. The zookeeper's really cute. He, like, doesn't realize it, but the gorilla's letting all the animals out after he passes by them. And then they all go home with him. So he lives across the street from the zoo. Oh. So then he walks out of the zoo and into his house, and all the zoo animals go in with him. And they lay in the bed and on the floor with him. And then the wife, like, wakes up and there's all these animals.
And she's like, what the fuck?
So the poor thing has to bring all the animals back, but the gorilla
there's a Komodo dragon in her bed. I wouldn't like that either.
Well, it's like there's like a lion and a giraffe and an elephant and a mouse and a couple other things I don't remember.
I would be friends with that zookeeper.
Yeah, it's cute. It's a really cute book. Anyway, that's beside the point. So, that was a tangent. Sorry. Okay, so in the same week as all these other sightings, this other woman sees one in her backyard trying to attack her dog. The dog is fine.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
'Cause she intervenes with a broom.
Get it, lady. Get it. Protect your dog.
Yeah, so she beats it away and it runs off.
Okay, good for her.
But she not give a description of what it looked like.
Of course she didn't. Why would she?
I know. Of course. All these cryptid stories and people just making shit up, probably. Anyway.
Ouch.
I love cryptids so much, but I will say that sometimes the hype, makes them kind of go out of control. Like, there's like creepypastas. Like, all the hype almost makes it, like, too dramatized, and then it's like unbelievable at that point. Yeah.
There's 3 or 4, maybe 5 good stories about a cryptid. Everything else is just like muddy stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that I don't believe in the Jersey Devil, because I
don't. I'm just gonna go out there right now.
I will just say, like, I believe that there is a creature out there.
Sure.
Though I don't think that it came to be how this said happened. To came.
Yes.
Yeah, how it's said to have come to be.
Yes. Do we think it's a cursed baby that's like 400 years old?
No, I don't think so. Could it be some animal that we just don't know about yet? Sure.
Yeah, I could get on board with that.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. After this happened, the police were, like, so, like, beside themselves with all these reports that they put up a reward for $250,000.
In 1909?
In 1909.
Oh my God! That's insane!
There was literally a wanted poster for the Jersey Devil, and it's had like a reward on it for $250,000 in 1909. I can't even imagine.
Oh my God. Well, it's just like, we've talked about this before. It's so like humans to be like, oh, this undiscovered creature, I have to go kill it.
Yeah.
Instead of just, letting it be or whatever. I mean, for the most part, it's kind of just doing its own thing.
It would come out and attack, like, house animals.
That's true. And it sounds like it was kind of attacking people, too.
And it could have easily, like, attacked a child, maybe, though there's no that I found. But, that's so if you're really freaked out about it, like, in this time, like, I could see why people were afraid. Like, there's this animal, it hasn't killed a person yet, but what if it does? Like, we have to make sure
it's a
that
danger. Okay, you've sold me. That's fair.
Yeah. So, but even with this $250,000 reward for the capture of this animal or creature, it never happened. And eventually, the craze of that time kind of faded out.
Okay.
Though, that hasn't stopped people from still witnessing the creature every now and again, even till, like, today. Like, people are still seeing it. So, now I have some more modern stories for you.
Okay. All right. This is, we're in it now.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting into the, like, more personal stories of people actually, like, saying what they themselves have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Not just, like, this random article saying, oh, so-and-so, 100 years ago said that they saw this, but it's gone through the grapevine 50 billion times and we lost all the details.
Yep. That's about it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say I got all of these stories from that website, weirdnj.com.
Okay.
Though these are people who typed in their own stories and sent them in.
Okay.
So some of the, wording, writing styles and things like that are a factor in
they
reading
vary.
These stories. Yes. Okay, so our first one comes from someone named Mary Christensen. Most of these people didn't include their last name, but for some reason she did.
Okay.
That seems weird to me, but whatever. Okay, so Mary Christensen says, "This has haunted me since it happened in 1972. I was a senior at what was then Glassboro State College." So it must be something different now. I don't know. "I had heard about the Jersey Devil when I came to South Jersey, but being from North Jersey, a different world," she says.
Oh.
Parentheses. Which I've heard that like North Jersey and South Jersey are just like night and day.
Okay.
Anyway, "I thought I was far too sophisticated to believe in such humbuggery."
We're going to bring that one back.
Humbuggery. We need to remember that, yes. "One winter night, I was driving to Glassboro from Blackwood on Green Tree Road. At the time, the road was flanked by orchards and farms. There were few houses, and there was hardly any development." This was in 1972, in case you forgot.
It sounds cute, though.
I know. It sounds like a nice... In 1972, I'm sure now it's probably a lot more populated, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, "I was completely sober and awake when I caught a glimpse of something in my rearview mirror. Curious as to what it could have been, I slowed down to take a gander." You can tell this lady's
I adore her already. Like, I haven't even heard her story, but I just love it. She sounds adorable.
All this humbuggery and ganders.
Yeah.
What a doll. Okay, curious to see what it could have been, I slowed down to take a gander. It was dark out, but moonlit enough that I had no trouble at all discerning the upright figure of a creature crossing the road from one side to the other, roughly 25 feet behind my car. So it's standing on 2 feet, this one.
Stop it. Okay.
Yeah.
That would make me nervous.
Yeah. The figure stood taller than a man. The figure stood taller than a man by far, and had thick haunches, similar to a goat's. I would not consider a goat thick haunched, but maybe.
Sure.
Anyway.
Maybe we just haven't seen the right goat.
I guess. Monster goats.
Yes.
The figure stood taller than a man by far and had thick haunches similar to a goat's, supporting its nearly human-looking torso and huge woolly head.
Ooh.
I know. It moved heavily and didn't seem at all disturbed by my being there. I didn't linger long enough to see much more. I hit the gas and flew to the Mansion Park apartments in the borough. So petrified was I that I slept the rest of the night in the car, unwilling to get out in the same darkness that had introduced me to the Jersey Devil. Never again from that day on have I ridden on the Green Tree Road day or night that I haven't gotten the heebie-jeebies just thinking about that winter night so long ago.
Oh my God. Can you imagine seeing something like that? Pulling into like the nearest apartment complex and being like, well, I'm too scared to get out, so I guess I'm going to sleep in my car.
I know. Waiting for it to come and get you?
Yes. Like I'm like, I feel like I would lay there in the backseat trying to sleep, but not being able to because every time I shut my eyes, I'd be worried that I'd open them and there would be a Jersey Devil like staring at me.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Ick.
I liked her. She was a darling.
Yes. She sounded like a Southern belle. Though she's not because she's from Jersey.
A Jersey peach. Let's go with that. We'll mix them together.
Is that what they're called?
No, it's a George peach.
I was like, what? I think you have that wrong.
I know I do.
She from Jersey. She don't need to be associated with no peaches. Sorry.
I don't know what that accent was.
But... I don't know either, and I'm sure I offended a lot of people, but I was trying to be feisty like people from Jersey.
I think they'll appreciate it.
My attempt at humor.
Sure.
Okay. So the next one we have was written in by Keith.
Okay.
So Keith says, I spent a lot of time in the Pine Barrens when I was growing up in New Jersey and had my share of strange experiences. When I was about 13, I went camping alone near Hampton Furnace, which I'm sorry, but I would not just let my 13-year-old go camping by themselves.
That seems really weird.
Maybe I'm a helicopter mom, but that seems weird.
What year was this?
It doesn't say.
It had to be like...
Yeah, maybe this was in a time when that was a thing.
Yeah.
Just let their kids go out and know they were fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. I would not let out. No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I would not let
any of
my
them
daughter do that.
Yeah. That's not a good idea.
Oh, gosh.
Especially if you know there's a devil running around.
I know. Especially if there's even a question about some random-ass creature that nobody knows about running around in the forest.
Yes.
Like, no, that's not happening. Gosh, and there's murderers in the forest.
That's
Jeez.
true.
Okay, anyway. When I was about 13, I went camping alone near Hampton Furnace. I had a bow with me and went looking for a rabbit dinner at about an hour before sundown. Which, again, holy shit. This 13-year-old is like camping by himself and he can just shoot a fucking rabbit with a bow and arrow.
Oh my gosh. I worked with a guy. This will tie in, I promise. I worked with a guy for a while who... He would do that. He grew up basically out by Mount Rainier, like way out there.
Yeah.
And so, and he basically one day just up and decided that he was going to go like live off the land, you know, one day. And he was,
God.
I have no idea how old he was, but he was younger than 18.
Wow. And his parents were just like, bye.
Well, yeah, because I think they live on land. So I think they were just like, he's fine. Like, there's literally nobody else out here. So, like, sure. But I want to say that he told me he stayed out there and kind of, like, lived off the land for, like, a couple weeks.
Oh, my God.
Before finally he just got bored.
Wow,
and
what a
came
life.
back.
Us city folk and we're in our coddled... nonsense.
Well,
I was watching
honestly,
The Office earlier, and Dwight literally was like, "Don't get me started on how coddled the modern anus is."
Why? Because it's used to toilet paper?
Yeah, so he was like single plying the toilet paper. He was taking all the toilet paper apart and like half-plying it.
Oh my gosh, he was preparing for COVID-19.
I guess so. Because they were all complaining and he was like, ugh, don't get me started about how coddled the modern anus is.
I need to watch that episode again. That sounds hilarious.
And us and our coddled anuses would not survive hunting rabbits with a bow and arrow at age 13.
No, definitely not.
Wow, if there's anyone who like has lived like that, that's a thing, y'all.
Yes,
proud
and
of
let us
you.
know how it went, but don't tell
Yeah.
us about the animals you killed because we won't like you.
Yeah.
Just leave that part out and we can be
Yes.
friends.
The rest is incredibly impressive.
Yes.
You go. You
yes, or
go.
better yet, if you're a vegetarian that lived off the land, let us know how that went.
Wow. If you can like mushroom hunt and not die, that is really a thing.
Yeah, that's impressive, and we want to hear about it.
All right, back to Bear Grylls here, also known
Yeah.
as Keith.
Yeah, good job, Keith. You're getting shit done.
Go at it, Keith. So he's hunting for rabbits with a fucking bow and arrow, okay?
Okay.
Something started following me back in the trees.
No.
Yes.
And he's a child.
I know.
Ooh. Oh my god, and he's being
Good.
hunted by something. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
If his parents only knew.
I know, I don't know if you told them or not. It tailed me back to my camp and circled while I cooked my dinner.
Oh my god.
Yes.
It was literally like sizing him up.
Yeah, trying to figure out by the sounds of it, Keith probably could have taken this fucking thing down.
This bow and arrow.
Yeah, with his bow and arrow, like
right in the eye.
In his coddled anus.
Yeah, I'm just like picturing this 13-year-old being like, I don't have a coddled anus, you fucker. Get over here while I shoot you in the eye.
Oh my god. No, I was thinking the Jersey Devil has a coddled anus.
Oh, okay.
And he was gonna shoot him right up it.
Oh, okay. I was the other way around for me. I was thinking Keith had no coddled anus.
I think yours is better.
Okay, thanks.
We'll stick with your story because mine's a tipsy story.
My embellishment of Keith's story being hunted by the Jersey Devil. Okay, I'm sorry.
Not coddled anus.
I keep interrupting. Continue.
No, it's okay. Anyway, it's making it really funny. I like it. Okay, so it tailed him back to camp and it circled him while it cooked his dinner. I'm assuming it stayed in the trees. Like, he didn't actually see it yet.
Oh my god. Which is almost scarier.
I know, wondering what's out there, yeah.
Yeah, how big it is, what it's doing, what it looks like.
Okay, so this kept up until about 2 hours after dark. And let me tell you, it was one dark night.
This went on for hours?
Yeah, for a couple of hours. Oh I finally decided that my visitor had moved on and crawled into my tent, meaning Keith crawled into his tent.
Not the Jersey Devil. Okay.
Yes, that's confusing, but yes.
Okay.
So Keith gets into his tent.
Okay.
When I just started to calm down, which I don't know how you could calm down after something like that, and you're sleeping by yourself in the woods. God.
I know. And you're not even old enough to vote yet.
Yeah. God. Buy a gun. He just has his little bow and arrow. When I just started to calm down, I heard a foot stomp right behind my tent.
No!
Yes.
Oh my god.
I got all set to jump out when this thing, whatever it was, started screaming.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the actual fuck? Okay.
I know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting all amped.
I would compare the volume of the scream to a large truck horn. I couldn't decide what to do. I had my bow and my knife, but they didn't seem like much. After several blasts, it just stopped. I didn't hear a sound except my heart for about an hour. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was sure that if I stuck my head out of the tent that I'd lose it. In the morning, I could find no tracks in the pine needles. To this day, I still don't like sleeping in tents. I'd rather take my chances in the open.
Oh my god.
So he's like, F these tents, they're scary. I'm just gonna stay right out in my little sleeping bag like a little burrito. Just ready to go for the Jersey Devil. What
if the tent was
pre-wrapped
like the one thing that was, keeping him from being
eaten? Yes.
Attacked in some way.
Yes, like I said.
I've been in that situation before with a big old bear.
Oh, that's true.
where the flimsy siding of a pop-up tent or pop-up camper was all that was between us.
Oh my god.
So would you rather
Have been out?
be in that or like out in the open?
Fuck no.
I know.
Hell no.
Well, it's like just thinking about like if Keith unzipped his tent and just like poked his head out, what would he have seen?
Yeah, I don't know.
That is so hair raising. I can't even. And then on top of it, he's 13 years old.
Yeah, by himself.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I
feel bad for his mother.
Yeah, oh god. So I will say that like most people's experience with the Jersey Devil have been that screeching sound. Like that's the characterized like thing of the Jersey Devil. Not very many people have actually seen it, but they hear it. They hear it walking, and then it's like this screeching that it does.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, so have you, I'm sure, well, okay, first of all, you've watched Midsummer Murder. So you know what the cry of a fox sounds like, right?
Yeah, so they're like, yeah.
It's literally like a scream.
Yeah, they sound very, very weird.
It's quite,
It's like,
ow. Well, it's even like a, ah! And I'm like, what does the fox say?
Like a bird.
That's a little more like it.
It
Yeah,
almost
that's right.
sounds like a bird.
Yeah, it's like a weird
Cawing.
like cry. It's not even a howl, you know. It's more like a scream.
Yeah, it goes to a crescendo and then drops off again.
Yes. Yeah. It's really odd. But I wonder, but I don't know. That kid seems like he knows the woods inside and out. Like I feel like he would know
if it was
the difference
fox.
between a fox and something else.
Yeah, or even like an owl of some kind. I don't know.
That is wild.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. This next one is even more out there. This is my last one.
Okay.
Though there's more on the website, though they weren't nearly as
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one is fucking nuts. I thought.
Okay.
I don't even know.
Knuckin' Futs.
Yeah. That last one maybe seems a little bit more credible.
Okay.
Maybe, though I'm not sure.
All right.
This one just seems really wild.
Kind of out there. All right.
Okay. As a native of Cape May County, I've had the typical rite of passage trip to the Pine Barrens, which I don't know what that means. I don't know if this person is Kelly. This person's name is Kelly, and I don't know if Kelly is like a Native American or if that just means that they were just born in this area. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
But, anyway, so they were born in the area and they have a rite of passage trip to the Pine Barrens Forest.
Okay.
The legendary home of the Jersey Devil. This Jersey girl went to Cape May County Technical High School, which sponsored trips to the Pine Barrens for good grades in certain classes. I was one of the fortunate students to go 3 times during my 4-year career at CMCT. Each time I went on this trip, my canoe was followed by a heavy-footed thing.
Ooh,
I know. Each step I heard branches snap under its feet or hooves, they say.
Okay,
Mark.
Speculating, but okay.
Yeah, feet, hooves, they're not sure.
Something. Walking utensils.
Yes. Walking appendages.
Yes.
So each step I heard branches snap under its feet. Every 10 minutes or so, I could hear deep, beastly growls that to this very day give me the creeps. Being in a canoe and on a class trip didn't afford me much opportunity to flee in terror, so I stuck it out for 3 years. Every year, it was the same.
Why would you go back?
I know, I don't know. No, I'm good.
Did she say if she was by herself?
Well, they're on a class trip, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
I would assume that they are with other classmates. Later in the story, Kelly is with a friend in her canoe.
All right.
So, and I don't know if Kelly is a Kelly is a gender neutral name, I suppose, and could go either way, so I don't really know. But
Okay.
the friend is a she. We do know that.
Okay. Kelly will be a they.
Yeah, Kelly is a they. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Every year it was the same. During my sophomore year, I was pretty confident about my canoeing skill, so I didn't look over my shoulder as much. I went canoeing with a friend of mine when we came across a bag that had been torn open and gone through. Around it were prints on the ground that looked something like horses' hooves, only bigger.
Ooh.
Then I heard it, the cry that still haunts my dreams, part human, part beast, and full of anger, pregnant with pure hate.
Wow, Kelly
Yes.
is a writer.
Kelly the writer. I nearly flipped my canoe. We left, leaving whatever it was out there behind.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Out there behind, or so I thought.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So they see this, let me just reiterate. So they see this bag, they're looking at it to kind of see what it is, and then they see these like giant horse hoof prints, and then they hear this like awful screeching, screaming sound. Okay. It seemed to follow us. Every time we stopped or paused, it got closer to the river. We pushed on. Then worse came to worse as we tipped the canoe. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I heard the thing running behind us and thought for sure we were dead. Then we righted our canoe and got into it as fast as humanly possible. We finally made it out to safety, sun-fried to a crisp, missing all of our valuables and most of our clothes, but never happier to be on shore. We packed up our bus and left. As we were leaving, I rested my head on the window and saw a little cottage. I looked at it until the bus was about to pass it and saw a woman. She looked back at me, and I could see her skin was torn and bleeding. After the bus passed, she vanished. Scared me so badly I wouldn't go into the woods for a year.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So this person, like, in my head, I'm, like, trying to make a connection. I'm like, maybe it was the mom.
Yeah, the
was, like,
ghost of the mom or something.
Yeah, or one of the, like, midwives or something. Yeah.
Oh my god, but, like, I can't even imagine, because, like, her saying, you know, I see this woman coming out and she's kind of torn to bits. It's like, why didn't you stop the fucking bus and go help her? But it sounds like she disappeared.
Yeah,
before...
she vanished.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. So this thing, like, so from what I'm understanding, they're on the river canoeing. I don't know where the rest of the class is, but they're hearing this creature following them.
In the water? I'm assuming
I think it was
land.
in the woods. Yeah, because they didn't see it.
Okay.
So I think they could just hear it following them, like, from the woods.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah.
That's
and the friend was there too, so there was like another person that like witnessed this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I have never heard anything quite like that before.
I know. Yeah, that was wild. So those are the ones that I have. If you want, I can read another one, but
I mean, why not?
Okay.
Let's give them one more.
All right, so here's one more. This one's from Frank.
Okay.
In the late 1980s, a couple of my friends and I took a camping trip to the Pine Barrens. I was unaware that we were headed to the home of the Jersey Devil. We headed out
poor guy.
I know, right? We headed out on our bikes, and by bikes he means dirt bikes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got confused by that for a second when I first read it, but he means dirt bikes. We headed out on our dirt bikes and did our share of partying that night. The next day, while everyone was asleep, 3 of us decided to hit the trails a bit earlier than usual. We were about 100 yards away in the woods when my bike stalled out. I looked and found that my friends had stalled also. At first, I thought it had something to do with the terrain, or maybe something to do with the nearby power plants, which wouldn't make sense because dirt bikes are run by gas and that have nothing to do with power plants, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant about that. I don't know. I guess they do have some electrical something in them, so maybe.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just being stupid. Okay. Anyway,
okay. We've never ridden a dirt bike. It's fine.
Okay. 50 feet away from each other, so they're like kind of separated. 50 feet away from each other, we tried to start up our bikes when suddenly from the woods we heard the most horrible piercing scream. It sounded inhuman, like something being tortured. Once back at camp, they asked us, so his other friends, they asked us if we had heard screams earlier. So they had heard them too, 4 miles away.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That night, we headed into the local town because we ran out of booze.
Of course.
We went into a bar and I ordered a drink, still in shock from what I had heard that morning. The bartender asked, "Hey kid, would you see a ghost or something?" After I told him the story, he smiled and said, "It looks like you met our little friend." He then asked us to come out back. He showed us a tin garbage can that was shredded to bits. It looked like the shreds were made from something with 3 claws. Yeah. I've never returned to the Pine Barrens since, and I do not plan to go back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And this poor guy, his friends were like, oh my God, this guy has no idea, you know?
Yeah. But when they rode their bikes, they ended up about 4 miles away.
Yeah.
And the other people had heard the screaming too.
That's crazy. Well, and I didn't realize, I've heard about the Jersey Devil, you know, you can't be interested in the topics that we talk about and not know about the Jersey Devil.
Right.
So I definitely am familiar with the story, but I had no idea that it screamed.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's a new thing for me. I didn't know about.
Yeah, but I guess that's the thing. That's how you know it's the Jersey Devil is from Scream.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, okay. Damn.
So that's it. That's all I have. That's the story of the Jersey Devil.
That was a good one.
Thanks.
It definitely gave me the creeps. Keith, really brought it home for me,
I
will
know.
say.
Yes. Yeah, that one
Good
was
job,
fucking
Keith.
creepy.
Whoever you are, wherever you are.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Wow, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Good. I enjoyed researching it. It was actually an easy topic to research. I didn't have to, like I said, I didn't have to go to many places to find everything that I needed, so that was good.
Yeah, that's how the Mongolian death worm was, too. It was just kind of...
all there for you.
Yeah, everything was really there in the same place. It was handy. Nice. Very fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see here. What do we? Okay, let's do social media and then we'll talk about theme for next week. Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Okay. So, social media. We have an Instagram and a Twitter. Our handles are @TalesWithTwins. So go ahead and follow us on there and tweet at us, do the whole thing, the whole bit, I guess. And then we also have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, actually. Paige, do you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, it's just the Tales with Twins podcast group.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you have to answer a couple questions and just agree to be kind and all those things.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
You will be most likely accepted.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yeah, we also have an email. We mentioned it earlier, at Tales, or not at Tales, that's Instagram and Twitter, sorry. Tales with Twins podcast @gmail.com. So send us your weird, creepy stories, any topics that you'd like us to cover at some point. Anything that you'd like to ask us, converse with us. We are happy. We're new, so we're happy to talk to people as long as you're nice and not weird about things.
Yes.
So I'm sure we'll have time to spend maybe chatting with people if we feel so inclined. But No guarantees.
And please 5-star review us on your podcast apps.
Please. We would so appreciate it. We are new. Like we said, this is our 8th episode, and we would love support. We would really, really love support. Right now, this is a hobby for us, and we would love for it to be more than that at some point.
Yeah.
So help us grow.
Yeah, let us know what you liked, what you didn't like.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. But don't gripe about the metallic sound in the background. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do about it.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. Yes, and keep it constructive, of course. 5-star reviews are preferred. Anything else, at least keep it constructive. Okay, let's see here. I think that's it, except for the theme.
Yep. Okay, so your theme is going to be lighthouses.
That is a good one.
There's a lot of creepy shit about lighthouses.
There is. Yeah, there definitely is. And I've listened to a few podcasts where they talk about a few lighthouses, so I know that there's definitely content out there. We'll just have to decide if it's like a good haunted lighthouse or if it's something else. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. But that is exciting.
Yes.
I'm excited about this. And Jeremy, my husband Jeremy, one of his favorite movies is The Lighthouse, the new one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's dark. I can't watch it. And I don't think you should either.
Okay.
Yes, just a heads up.
Damn, I'm a big Robert Pattinson fan.
Well, and this was like a big one for him, I think. Yeah. It was kind of something that he hadn't really played before, but apparently it's dark for sure. And I was reading a little bit about it, and I think Jeremy even told me, because we have to basically pre-screen everything I watch to make sure that no animals die, because that's something that really bothers me. That's a trigger for me. Uh-huh. So that was the reason I can't watch it. There's apparently some animal death in it, so if that's not your style, I'd say skip The Lighthouse. But if you like dark horror, isolation, terror...
Oh my god.
The Lighthouse.
Isolation terror.
I know, that's a me term. I patented that one. TM.
That's hilarious. Maybe we should shout out Does the Dog Die website.
Oh my god, we totally should. So if anybody has any like triggers for like literally anything, there is a website out there for you. It's called doesthedogdie.com. They have an app also. We actually ended up paying for the app because it's 100% worth it, because we literally, any movie that we watch ever, even TV shows, we have to run it through Does the Dog Die.
Does the Dog Die? Me too.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, because there's things on it that say like, does a parent die? Does a pet die? Does something other than a pet die? Does, is there suicide? Is there abuse?
Are there bugs?
Yeah. Does someone get an abortion? Like, there's all sorts of triggers that are on that if you're sensitive to really anything, it's probably on there.
Yes.
The one thing I will say about it is that it's crowdsourced. So if people haven't watched it and put it on the website, then there's not information on it. And sometimes there's descriptions of what happens so that you can decide if you can handle that or not. And sometimes there's not. Yeah. So it's a little bit iffy in that area, but at least you'll know if there's like, it'll say yes or no if something like that has happened in a movie, if someone has put it on that website.
Yes, and we are regular contributors to Does the Dog Die? And we'll even put like timestamps on some of the comments that Jeremy posts too, because it's helpful. Like if you're wanting to try to watch it and then skip a part of it, it's helpful to see the timestamp of it where it's like, okay, let's pause it. Let's mute it. I'll go in the other room. He'll kind of run through that scene, and then I'll come back in and we can finish the movie. But
yes, we do.
It's an amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like, I don't know why no one's thought of it before, but it's absolutely wonderful. And it's all different kinds of triggers, not just animal death. It's everything. So if you have any kind of triggering, sensitivities,
sexual
in
abuse,
movies,
that's on there.
Yeah, check out doesthedogdie.com. It's the website's free. The app costs money. I highly recommend the app. We love it. But yeah. So yeah. it's all, it's all good stuff. But anyway, okay. Well, thank you for listening to Tales with Twins once again.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in next week and I'll tell you a fabulous story about a lighthouse.
I can't wait.
I know, it's going to be fun.
I bet whatever it is, it's probably going to be creepy.
I feel like you can't do a lighthouse and have it like not be creepy. It has to be, right? I feel like those are the best ones. So we'll see. I'm gonna think on it and mull it over a little bit.
Yeah.
See which direction I want to go.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Until next time.
Yes, and we will see you, or you'll hear us, I guess, next week.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you again for joining Tales with Twins.